Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you all? Enjoying holidays? Inshallah, the schools are going to open soon. Today we are starting our new unit, Black Beauty. It's given at page 19, and the number is 2, but we have done 2 poems also, so it's basically unit 4. This is a novel written by Anna Sewell. She is a novelist. She was a lady novelist, and she wrote this novel in 1877. This is a fable fiction. Fable means where characters of the story are animals. Here the character is horse. The Beauty is the name given to the horse, who was young, hardly 4 years old. The poetess, like short introduction of the Anna Sewell. The poetess Anna Sewell was born in 1820 and she died in 1877 because of hepatitis. After a childhood injury, she was confined to bed. She had to stay at home, and she would have horses around her. She would closely observe them, and she was in love with those horses. So their love made her write about the behavior, the treatment, the problems faced by those animals. She had to write a novel about them, and it's written as an autobiography of a horse. Like the style given to this novel is the storyteller is a horse, not Anna Sewell by herself, and it's written in first person, like I and we are used, because she has given the impression that the storyteller is a horse who is Black Beauty. The color was black, and Beauty was the name given to that, who was very beautiful. So the hero of the novel is a horse. So what happened? This, she had to write during her sickness to create a bond and relationship between animals and human beings. You know, animals, we have pet animals, we keep them at home, but depends on the owners. If they are cruel, they treat them cruelly, they beat them, they ignore them, they are not properly fed. And if they are kind, they treat them like their own kids. They are well treated, well maintained, well fed, and properly kept, and they are kept with love and kindness. It teaches human values, like what's the importance, why she had to write, to create a bond, a relationship between human beings, and to show. It basically teaches it teaches human values of sympathy, kindness, and respect. At that time, before means of transports were introduced, animals would be used as means of transport. They would carry load, they would be used for riding, like for different purposes. Even today, nowadays, different animals are used for different purposes. So this novel, many people categorized it as children's novel, but it's equally important and relevant for adults too, because it teaches human values, kindness, respect. Horses would be used as means of transport for carrying load. They would pull carts. Some owners were nice and kind to them, and some would be harsh and cruel towards them. It was because of the cruel behavior towards horses that she wrote this book. And automatically, when animals are sold and they change their owners, they also observe different behaviors of their owners. So here, this is like the lesson here. It's a chapter, it's a passage only taken from the novel. Means the story will continue. The chapter will end, but the story will continue. we have a movie also about Black Beauty. If you want, you can watch that, you can read the novel, go through anyway, like you will get the more than this given in your chapter. This chapter tells an incident of hunting. Like they would live in a meadow with their friends, horses, mothers, elder horses, and they would play, would gallop around, would in the meadows. One day, like the chapter here basically tells you about a hunting incident. What had happened? They would be like what they observed that time. It's the narrates the story of a hunting incident where the people cruelly kills a hare just to please themselves, like just for fun. So it was really cruel when animals, like hunting is halal in Islam even, but some people who are too kind and they have kind heart, they can't kill them for that, and even they don't want to eat animals meat after that, and they just kill them or hunt them to entertain themselves. So the writer doesn't like this attitude at all. After reading the chapter, you will decide what to do. You will give your own opinion about the hunting game. It's called a game, whether it's right or wrong. So let's start the chapter. What it says. This excerpt taken from the novel Black Beauty by Anna Sewell, 1820 to 78. Like the novel is written in 1877, close to her death, and like after 2 years, she died of hepatitis. The story is about a horse, and you will see from this short piece that the story is told by a horse. Like the narrator will be a horse whose name is Black Beauty. This particular passage deals with the question of blood sport. Blood sport means like hunting as a game, to kill animal as for fun, for pleasing themselves, for entertaining themselves, which is hunting. Like blood sport is what? Hunting. Wild animals as a sport. Like to hunting wild animals as a sport. Like it's done for fun. Even today, this is a subject on which the public is much divided. Like some people favor this game, some people totally call them cruel act and they are not supporting it. Let's start. Before I was 2 years old. Who says this? A colt. Colt is a young horse whose age is less than 4 years. Before I was 2 years old, a circumstance happened which I have never forgotten. Circumstance happened mean I observed. Who observed? Black Beauty, who was a horse, young horse, who observed an incident of hunting in front of him when they were playing with their friends in the meadow. Suddenly, what happened in front of them? Let's see. It was early in the spring. There had been a little frost in the night, and a light mist still hung. Mist, small fine droplets. We call like it was a foggy weather. It was spring, like giving you the description of the early in the morning what had happened. So how was the situation that time? Like for example, you can call this dice, it was a meadow, and there they could see in the fields horses were running towards them. They were following a hare, and like they were observing from here, so they could understand those who were old horses, they were experienced, so they could guess what's going to happen next moment. Like when they observed hounds were there, those dogs who are used for hunting, and they were followed by the horse riders, and a hare was running in front of them, so they could guess what's the scene, what's going to happen next time. And Mist still hung over the woods and meadows. Woods here means forest. Like the forest and the meadow was covered with frost or mist. I and other colts were feeding at the lower part of the field when we heard quite in the distance what sounded like the cry of dogs. Like they sounded, they were just first they heard, and then later on when they came nearer, they observed what's going to happen. When we heard quite in the distance what sounded like the we were what time it happened? When they were feeding. He says I and other colts. It means, like, this sentence also shows that the storyteller is a horse, because he says, for example, if I say I and other teachers teach you, it means I am also a teacher. So same here, the sentence is I and the other colts. Colts is young horses. It means I here means this is also a horse. When they were feeding in the lower part of the meadow, they heard a loud noise of the hounds coming to them. The oldest of the colts raised his head, pricked up his ears, and said, pricked up his ears means when you listened attentively, like this. Pricked up ears means to listen attentively. They paid attention and they raised heads like this. What's going on? What's the sound of? What were they following? And said, there are the hounds. And immediately cantered off, followed by the rest of us, to the upper part of the field, where we could look over the hedge and see several fields beyond. Like they ran towards that side from where they could hear the cry. Like, for example, the cry was coming from that side, so they paid attention. They were trying to understand. They would try to guess what's going on. So what they saw some other fields beyond their meadows. Other fields were there. My mother and an old riding horse of our master's were also standing near and seemed to know all about it. Like they were standing together with other colts, like their friends, mother, grandfathers, neighbors. Old horses means they were masters also. And they seem to know all about it. All about what? Like they have experienced such scenes, such cries before also. They could guess, they would understand what's going around and what would happen the next moment. They have found a hare. Like whose words are these? The older horse who understood what happened. They have found a hare, said my mother. And if they come this way, we shall see the hunt. Like they understood that they have found a hare, and if they come this way, like they could see beyond their meadow. If they come this way, we could easily see them also. And soon the dogs were all tearing down the field of young wheat next to ours. Tearing down the field means they were crushing down. They were the young wheat means that was newly grown plants, field of wheat, and it was destroyed by the dogs. When they were running through that field of wheat, that was destroyed, means tearing down. Understood? I never heard such a noise as they made. Who says? These are the words said by his mother. They didn't bark, nor howl, nor whine. Whine is a painful cry, but kept on a yo-yo at the top of their voices. Like when they follow a hare and when they were eager to catch them, that time they were not howling, not barking, nor whining, but what? They were just producing yo-yo sound as they were eager to catch that soon. To catch what? That hare who was followed by the hounds. After them came a number of men on horseback. Like first a hare was running, it was followed by the hounds, by the dogs, and the dogs were followed by the riders and who were on the horses. Some of them in green coats, all galloping as fast as they could. Galloping means to run fast. The old horses snorted. As they blow out their noses, the sound produced is called snorted, and looked eagerly after them. Like they were so eager, so excited to catch that hare, innocent hare soon. And we young colts wanted to be galloping with them. Like they were just eager when they observed that hounds are running, catching the hare, and the horse riders were galloping as soon as they could, as fast as they could. So they were also those who were observing, like the Black Beauty with his friends, with mother and other horses standing there. They were observing the scene. They also wanted, they were eager to join them in the galloping. But they were soon away into the fields lower down. Here it seemed as if they had come to a stand. The dogs left off barking and ran about everywhere with their noses to the ground. Like here, a point came where they lost the hare. Like this, she was out of sight. For example, if you are following your friend during break time and she suddenly enters the class, one of the classrooms, so you, that will be out of sight and you will just stand still. Where did she go? So same was the case. The dogs were following the hare, but suddenly she was out of sight. They lost the scent, the scene, and they just stand still. What to do now? Where to go now? They have lost the scent. Scent means the smell of that hare who was followed by, dogs have a strong sense of smell, so they follow that and catch the hunt. They have lost the scent, said the old horse. Like when they observed that the dogs stopped running and they stood at a point, they just stood and they were confused where to go, where did the hare go. So these are the words said by the old horse. Perhaps the hare will get off. Like perhaps she may have got from the top. What hare? I said. Like when he said the hare, so the Black Beauty asked, which hare? Oh, I don't know what hare. Likely enough it may be one of our own hares out of the woods. Like not specific hare, any of the all the hares who live there in the forest, one of them may have followed by the hounds and the riders. And any hare they can find will do for the dogs and men to run after. Like it's not specific. Whenever they it's like tradition, routine, whatever the hare or the a small innocent animal is found, or they see them, they just follow them and tear into pieces, hunt that. So he says not a specific hare, any of the woods, like all the hares that live in the forest, one of them. It's not specific hare they were following. Any hare, any rabbit, they come in front of them, they just follow them and hunt them and tear them into pieces. And before long the dogs began their yo-yo again. It means like when this came to a standstill, they lost the scent of the hare. They were confused, where did the hare go? When they found her, again they started their yo-yo sound. Like this sound is produced when they are so eager to catch their hunt. And back they came all together at full speed, making straight for our meadows at the part where the high bank and hedge overhang the brook. Hedge means line of bushes. They were covering the brook, and they were coming like the hare was coming that side to their meadow. Now we shall see the hare, said my mother. Like when it came while escaping the danger, escaping her life from the hounds, she came running their way to their meadow, so they could see that now. And just then a hare, wild with fright, rushed by and made for the woods. Like when she was saving her life and she was running here and there to save her life, she tried to run through the woods, but they were so thick. She turned quickly towards the road, but it was too late. It was caught by the dogs and tore her into pieces. on came the dogs. They burst over the bank, like they passed over the bank of the river, leaped the stream. Leap means jumped the stream and went to the other side, and came dashing across the field. Came dashing means they were destroying the field of the wheat, followed by the huntsmen. This scene was going on, a hare followed by the hounds, the dogs, and the dogs were followed by the riders who were on the horses, who were galloping fast. And what they were doing, all this activity was going on just to catch an innocent small hare. 6 or 8 men leaped their horses clean over, close upon the dogs, like they were coming close to the dogs were coming close to the hare, and the riders were trying to come close to their dogs and to finally catch the hare. The hare tried to get through the fence. Fence is that hedges, those hedges, but they are so thick and closely connected that nothing can pass through that. She tried to run away through that those hedges but couldn't. It was too thick, and she turned sharp round to make for the road. Like when she couldn't pass through those hedges, she turned quickly to run to the road, but it was too late. Innocent animal, she couldn't save her life. The dogs were upon her with their wild cries. When she was caught, they all overcame her and started wild cries. We heard one shriek. We heard one shriek of whom? One shout of whom? Of the innocent hare, and that was the end of her, means she was killed. She gave one shriek only, one shout only, in hopelessness and disappointment. When she saw her death in front of her, she was acting wildly. An innocent animal, like anyone who can see his or her death in front of her, so they will act like this, even if they are human beings or whether they are animals. One of the huntsmen rode up and whipped off the dogs. Like when the dogs caught her, tore her into pieces, that moment the riders, the men also reached and they whipped the dog. Whip means when you beat someone with their sticks or hunters. Why did they beat them? Like they were afraid that the dogs would eat up all the meat, who would soon have torn her to pieces. He held up the rabbit, and all the gentlemen seemed well pleased. Like when the dogs were around the hare and they were tearing that into pieces, when they reached, they quickly took the hare up, and they were so pleased, like they were so enjoying that moment that they were successful and they have killed an innocent animal just for fun. As for me, like who says these words? The horse, the Black Beauty. I was so astonished, I was so surprised, like when he observed all the scene, and at the end when the riders were so pleased by killing just a small innocent hare, I was astonished. Like they were pleased, but I was astonished. Who says? The Black Beauty, the horse, that I didn't at first see what was going on by the brook. But when I did look, like first I was astonished what was going on, but then I observed what had happened beside the brook, beside the river, lake. There was a sad sight. It was not a happy scene, it was a sad scene when an innocent hare was saving her life, but she was struggling hard, but she couldn't save her life, and there was no one to help her. So, and when she was killed, the horse riders were so happy. Sad sight was what? 2 fine horses were down, like they fall down. One was struggling in the stream, like one was fallen in the stream, and he was struggling to come out, and the other was groaning on the grass. Groaning means he was injured, and he was groaning like a painful cry when someone is screaming out of pain. That is called groaning. One of the rider was getting out of the water covered with mud, the other lay quite still. Like this was the scene fine horses were involved in that. They were injured. One of the horse rider was dead. One was fallen in the stream. One was injured. See, human life, such precious horses were used, and all this was going on. Like it could be done in some other way. You can get easily some hunt, or if you want to get meat or whatever, but such huge activity was done just to kill a small innocent hare. One of the riders was getting out of the water covered with mud, and other lay quite still. His neck is broken, said my mother. His neck is broken means as it was injured lying on the ground. So his mother said, like she was experienced, when she saw the situation, she could easily say this one is injured and this one is coming out of the stream, or his leg is broken if he was limping or such limping. And serves him right too, said one of the calls. I thought the same, but my mother didn't join with us, didn't agree. And serves him right too means we should help them. But my mother didn't agree. She said no. Well, no, she said, you must not say that, but though I am an old horse and have seen and heard a great deal, I never yet could make out why men are so fond of this sport. Like she said, like we cannot, I don't agree this, all this scene, why such precious horses, human beings, resources, human and animals both, they are spoiled, they are destroyed, the field is destroyed just to kill a small hunt. So I don't agree. Like she says, like we are experienced, we have observed such scenes, such sport, such games before also. Game means hunting game. They often hurt a great deal. They often hurt themselves, often spoil good horses, and tear up the fields. Tear up means destroy the fields, and all for a hare, or a fox, or a stag. That they could get more easily some other way, but we are only horses and don't know. Like why human beings do all these? We are just horses. This is what we think. We don't know why human beings, they do better, they understand better why they do such activities and why they please themselves or entertain themselves by killing innocent animals. This was the opinion of the writers, of the novelist of Anna Sewell. What do you think? When you have got through the lesson, what do you think about hunting as a sport? If you want, try to write a short paragraph about this. Give your opinion whether you are in favor of this game or against. Justify your answer by giving arguments. And exercise will be done inshallah in the next video. You go through it. It's easy. You can understand and you can give answers. Enough for now. Hope you have enjoyed the story and you have understood. I have given you a brief summary of the Anna Sewell, who is the novelist, who is the writer of the novel. And if you have enjoyed and understood, or if you have any question, you can ask in comment section. Please, I request you make maximum use of the videos. It's time for you. You can watch them at any time, whatever time suits you, because they are hard work of the teachers given in detail with exercises. So try to. We have done the chapter Black Beauty, and it was basically a horse was observing a hunting scene, and he is describing that in his own words. What he sees, what he observes, he writes. So now you have questions. When you have got the lesson, you can understand, and now comprehension is for you. These are question answers. For words meanings, I am shortly giving, but you have to make use of the dictionary to understand how to use a dictionary, and whatever you find yourself that is better understood, you get them well. Starting from question answers. Number 1, A. The horse says, my mother and an old riding horse till here seem to know all about it. Go to that part of the sentence where it whatever is given to you. Now you have question about those two sentences. What was it that they knew about? This is part A. And how did they know? Two parts of the question. So you answer in two parts. Number 1, what was it that they knew about? As they was observing a hunting scene, a hare was followed by the hounds were followed by the riders, and they were saying, like the mother was giving her remarks about that. Okay, they have got a hare like this, and I know if they come this way we will better see that. Like, what was that they knew about? They knew about the hunting game, what was going on, those running of horses and hounds. So they knew about the hunting. And how did they know? How they were able to say, like they were sure it was a hunt? They knew about that because of their experience, like they too had practiced such type of events before in their life. So how you will answer? They knew about the hunting. And how did they know? They knew on the basis of their lifetime experience, because they have experienced such events before. Number B, why did the dogs stop barking and begin to run about with their noses to the ground? They knew all about the hunt. Why did they go to the ground? The dogs stopped barking because they had lost the sight of the hare and were trying to find its scent again. Like when they stopped running, they were following a hare. When she was out of sight, they were confused. They stopped barking. They came to a standstill, and they were trying to get the scent back, like to see where did it go. Number C, which lines tell us that some of the horses wanted to join the horses on the hunt, and what did they wish to join in with? Again, two parts. Which lines tell us? Like when you read the chapter again, you will come to these lines. Like lines are, the old horses, where is that? When they say, like, I and other colts were observing, which lines tell us? I and other colts were eagerly observing the scene, and they were interested to join them in their galloping. How? Which lines tell us? Go to those lines and find full lines, right? And it is I and other colts, like they are in inverted commas. I and other colts were observing the scene, and they wanted to join the horses in the galloping. When they were galloping and Black Beauty was observing with their friends, they also were interested to run with them as they are running. Why was the hare wild with fright? The hare was wild with fright because she could see her death in front of her. She was running here and there to save her life, but she couldn't, and she was caught by the dogs and tore into pieces. How did the hare meet her end? When she was trying and running here and there to save her life, she ran to the fence hedges to pass through that, because hounds were following her, but they were so thick that she couldn't pass through that. Then she quickly turned to the roads. She wanted to run away to the road, but she was caught by the dogs, and she gave a weak shriek, because wild dogs, you can understand, you can imagine, when the small hare was caught by so many dogs, what would be the condition. So she gave a small shriek, and that was her end, means she lost her life. Why did the huntmen whip off the dogs? Like, why did they beat them? The huntmen whipped off their dogs because they would fear that they would eat up all the meat. So they wanted to run away and to make them run away and to take the meat. Why was the young horse astonished? Young horse, who was the storyteller, who is the hero of this story of the novel, why was that astonished? Astonished, surprised. The young horse was astonished to see the sad scene that many horses were ruined. They were the wheat crops, wheat field was destroyed, and the horse riders were also injured. So it was, all this activity was done just to catch a small hare. It could be done in some other way. Like the horse was astonished that all the resources, human and animals, were spoiled just to catch a hare. These questions are more difficult. Discuss them first. How do we first realize that the horse is telling a story? Base your answer on the passage alone, not the introduction. This is again that sentence which says in inverted comma, I and other calls, means if the others are calls, it means I is also a horse. As I told you, gave example, if I say I and other teachers teach you, it means I am also a teacher. So this line tells that the storyteller is a horse. Perhaps here we'll get okay. Answer the following with reference to the context. Reference to the context mean when you say from where these lines are taken and who is the writer. So you can read these sentences and okay, here is a question in challenge. It's written here at the end of page 21. What are the storyteller's or mother's opinions about hunting? Storyteller's mother. Her opinion was, she thought hunting was a wastage of time. Horses are ruined. Men get hurt. The fields are torn up. And this is all done to catch a hare, a fox, or a stag that could be more easily caught in some other way. Like all this activity is done just to catch a small hare, which can be done some other way. What does the scent refer to? Scent means the scent or trail left by the hare. Scent, like the hounds always found the smell of that animal which they are following, which the dogs smelt and followed. In the chapter, it was a hare who was followed by the dog, so they were following the scent or the smell of the hare. On the basis of that, they were trying to get her. How did the hare? Okay, it's done. Next, page 22. Here are some words and their meanings. You can see them in the dictionary, but let's see. A meadow means a grassland near a river, a vast grassland where animals go for grazing. Whine, a long cry, painful cry. Horseback, riding on the back of a horse. Snorted means sound of blowing out noses, like as animals do. The sound produced by their noses is called snort. Likely means probably. Brook, a small stream. Seemed means appeared. Astonished, amazed, surprised. Here, meanings of expressions. Pricked up his ears. Pricked up his ears. As you want to pay attention, you do like this. Pricked up his ears means paid attention or listened carefully. Lost the scent. Lost the scent means couldn't find the smell of the hare, like got out of sight. Wild with fright, like frightening to the level that someone or some animal acts wildly, that much frightened, like in fear, in too much fear and confusion, they start acting wildly. This is called wild with fright. A great deal means a lot. Okay, at page 23, phrasal verbs. It's learning about language. These are phrasal verbs. Phrasal verb means when preposition change with the verb, they change the meaning of the verbs. For example, look for. Look simply means to see something, to see it, like looking at the window. But when you change preposition, look at means simply looking at something. Look for means, see, for is preposition. Look for means to find out, to search something. Look after means to take care of something, to raise someone or some animal. And same here is put in. Number 1, at page 23, use one of the phrasal verbs from the box in place of the words in italics in each sentence below. Means give their meaning. Put in means installed. Put across means communicated. Put off means postpone. Put about means circulated. Put out means to extinguish, like when someone puts out fire or candle, that is put out. Put away means saved money, or consumed means spent. Now here meanings are given. Now you find the same words here and write like replace the words in italics by phrasal verbs. Like the same, I have given you meanings. Try to, for example, giving you one, do the rest by your own. The news about Shakir was not true. It was a rumor circulated by his aunt. Circulated meaning I have given, which is put about. So you will write, it was a rumor put about by his aunt. Understood? Number 2, the story was so exciting only because it was communicated in a dramatic way. Communicated here, put across, because it was put across in a dramatic way. Number C, the old couple saved a little money every month for their retirement. How? Saved, here I have given you put away. The old couple put away a little money. Instead of saved, you will write phrasal verb. Like the meanings will be replaced by their phrasal verbs. The large man consumed 12 cakes and 2 liters of milk. The large man put away. Put away has 2 meanings, consumed and saved. So it will be used twice. Consumed, the large man put away 12 cakes and 2 liters of milk. Number E, they moved into the office as soon as the fans had been installed. Installed, put in. As soon as the fans had been put in. Understand? Installed is replaced by its phrasal verb put in. Like when fans were not there, they were out of the office. When fans were installed, so they moved to the office. Because of the rain, the match was postponed. Postponed, put off. How will you say? Because of the rain, the match was put off. Put off means to take it to some other time. Like for example, the meeting is to be done now, but it is postponed. It will be done tomorrow. So this is called put off. The firemen soon extinguished the blazing fire. Extinguish, for extinguish I have given you put out. So you will write, the firemen soon put out the blazing fire. Understood? Like in the yellow box, you have got phrasal verbs and their meanings, and now here you are replacing the meanings, the words, by their phrasal verbs. The old man dislocated his shoulder while he was digging a flower bed. Dislocated, it's put out. Put out means to extinguish fire also, and for this one also, dislocated. The old man dislocated his shoulder while he was digging. So the old man put out his shoulder while he was digging flower bed. Here again there are many and I have given in notes more than this in your notebooks. You can go through the dictionary, find as many as you can, because this will be part of your vocabulary. Use them in sentences. See with the help of the dictionary or grammar books if you have. There are different verbs, different phrasal verbs, not only these. You should not be confined to these only, like get and put, because they are so important and used throughout your life, not only part of your 7th class syllabus. They are helpful for 10th metric, for then FA, FSC, and we use them in conversation, part of our written material always. Like get by means to manage, get through means to make understand, fall through means to fail to do something, look into means to investigate, bring up means to raise, like the Prophet ﷺ was brought up by his uncle. Stand is in means to replace or to take the place of. Try the rest. Okay, it's enough. Exercise is ended. Go through the chapter once again, find out difficult words, phrases, try to use them in sentences of your own, and make maximum use of it in your conversation, in sentences. Enough for now. Hope you have enjoyed and you have got. Allah Hafiz. Take care and remember us in your prayers. Fi amanillah.